Welcome all to my biology class.
Okay.
Now, I intend to do this because remember I said post your questions, send in your challenges, and we'll see how we can help you. That is what we are out here to do, to assist a lot of students to achieve their academic goals. Now, a student sent me a question on the human ear. There was a question that was asked in one of the local exams that the human ear is used for what? Of course, hearing and balancing. Now, the student said I should please shed more light on how we hear, the process of hearing. All right, so I promised I was going to do that. So I'm trying to use this as that particular point to spread the gospel of the process of hearing.
Let's watch this video so that I have some one or two things to tell you. Let's watch this video.
Now, how do we hear? Every one of us have a pair of ears on two parts of our face, one on the right and one on the left. Now, the part of the ear that you see is what we call the pinna. So we have the pinna. That is the part of the ear that every one of us see, and that is the pinna. The one hanging outside, you can see that. Okay, that is the pinna. Now, but the process of hearing is just more than the pinna, more than the external part you see. The human ear is divided into three parts. We have the outer parts, we have the middle parts, that's the middle ear, so the outer ear, the middle ear, and we have the inner ear. All right, now watch this. The outer ear is made up of the ear canal and the pinna. So we have the pinna and we have the ear canal. From the ear canal, we move down to the middle ear. That has what we call the eardrum. That is our tympanic membrane. We also call this the tympanic membrane. I want you to follow me. I'm going to make this as easy and interesting as possible. So we have the pinna and the ear canal for the outer ear. And please take note in case they ask you in any biology class. Another name for the ear canal. The ear canal is also called the external auditory meatus. The ear canal. Please take note. Make sure you have your notes right there. The ear canal is called the external auditory meatus. That's the ear canal. Okay, so we have the outer ear. I said we have the pinna and the ear canal. The middle ear starts with the eardrum. So from the ear canal, the next connection you see that signals the entry of the middle ear is what we call the eardrum or the tympanic membrane. Now, in the middle ear, we also have what we call three bones. We call them the ear ossicles. Ear ossicles. There are three very important bones there in the middle ear. And what are they? We have the malleus, we call them the malleus in that order, incus, and what? Stapes. These are three bones. They are called the ear ossicles. They just pass immediately after the eardrum, the tympanic membrane, you see them. Please take note, the malleus is also called the hammer. The incus is also called the anvil, and the stapes is also known as the stirrup. I'll write that here. So we have the malleus, which you also call the hammer. We have the incus, which you can also call the anvil. Then we have the stapes, which is also known as what? The stirrup. I'm just trying to review this to make it as easy as possible, so that when next you are faced with this difficulty in the exam hall, you don't need to cram. I told you in the simplifiers class, don't cram. Have knowledge. Once you gain knowledge, you'll be able to pass any exam. All right, so we have that. Now the inner ear. What you have in the inner ear, you have what? Ear, the major part of the ear. This part, once it's damaged, is gone. And that is what? The cochlea. The cochlea. And this cochlea is what? Fluid filled. Fluid filled. The cochlea is fluid filled. And there in the cochlea, we have what we call the organ of Corti. We have the organ of Corti. Just surrounded by the basilar membrane, the organ of Corti. And this organ of Corti has what we call the hair cells. And they all have their functions. So what are their major functions? Look at this. I run through it now. So when sound comes through this outer part, you see, this pinna, it passes through the pinna, and it passes through something that looks like a canal. If you look at it, look at your ear right now. You see it like a canal. It passes through this. And once the sound passes through this, it goes to the eardrum. I believe you know a drum. What happens to a drum? When you hit a drum, what do you see? Vibrations. That's the same thing that will happen. When sound touches the eardrum, it what? It vibrates. you will see the eardrum vibrating. Now, as the sound is vibrating on the eardrum, the sound passes directly to what? To the ear ossicles. And it will pass in this form: malleus, the incus, before it gets to the stapes. Now, please take note, the functions of these ear ossicles is what? It will amplify the sound. Remember that the eardrum has received the sound and is vibrating, is it not? Like I am vibrating right now. Is it not? It's vibrating. Now, the ear ossicles will help you to amplify that sound. It will amplify the sound until it gets to the stapes. Remember, I'm trying to summarize it. Until it gets to the stapes. Now, these stapes, there is a relationship between these stapes and the inner ear. In the inner ear, before you enter, you have what we call the oval window. We have the oval window. So the stapes is just leaning on the oval window. So as that amplified sound, remember the sound passes through this, as that amplified sound gets to the stapes, remember the stapes is still vibrating, is it not? Because of what? The amplified sound. What will happen? The amplification leans on this oval window, and once it gets there, it passes through before it gets to what? Before it gets to the cochlea. It stimulates it. Now, simulating it, the sound comes in as a mechanical sound, is it not? Now, that mechanical sound causes the hair cells to be what? To rise up. It's like, oh, what is happening? What is happening? The hair cells look at it. Oh, there is a sound coming in, amplified from
You think it's a joke? You think it's a joke?
the oval window, and the hair cells comes out. And what happens is that sound is converted into what? Electrical impulse. So once that sound has been converted into electrical impulse, what happens? You will see that what? Nerves, auditory nerves will come and say, oh, these are electrical impulse. Oh, ear, you cannot decode the meaning of this. I have to send this electrical impulse that you have helped me to convert from sound to electrical, from mechanical to electrical. I have to send it to the brain for interpretation. So what happens is what? That electrical sound, remember, it was converted. That sound that is converted into electrical is carried by auditory nerves down to the brain for interpretation. So it is the brain that will interpret that, oh, this is this type of sound, this is this type of sound. I hope you got that. Very simplified, very easy to understand. Can you now tell me that you can explain to somebody how you hear? So thank you for listening. This is how you hear sound, and the brain is the one that does the interpretation. Keep following. A lot you will learn from us. Bye for now.